Hello and welcome. My name is Philipp Halfmann and I'm the Director of Exercise and Sports Science at the IAAPH, and I'm also the author of Advanced Concepts of Strength and Conditioning for Tennis. In last week's episode, I talked about problems with fitness testing for tennis players and how to correct them. In today's episode, I talk about the areas of expertise of a quality coach. First, I define who a quality coach is, then I talk about the scientific areas a great coach should be familiar with, proof of competency, why it is important to have that expertise, and finally I provide a sample scenario. Did you know that less than 10% of all NCAA Division I coaches have a proof of competency in sports science or related, yet every job description requires a bachelor's degree in exercise and sports science or related at a minimum? A quality coach is someone who can continuously improve or develop the player's abilities without injuring the athlete, since the best athlete is the one that is healthy. With reference to the aforementioned definition, the quality of coaching in tennis is questionable, especially in organizations that proclaim to be great in player development, such as the NCAA Division I schools, national associations, or various tennis academies around the globe. Don't believe it? Pay attention to how many tennis players have to withdraw from tournaments each week due to injury, and take a closer look at the proof of competency of the coaches. The main reason is that most coaches are simply uneducated in key scientific areas as they relate to coaching. If a coach doesn't know about stroke production technique, anatomy, exercise physiology, kinesiology, sports nutrition, sports psychology, then he or she cannot be a quality coach according to the definition. Knowledge of anatomy, exercise physiology, kinesiology, and sports nutrition are imperative for injury prevention purposes. One could argue that you can educate yourself in all of these fields without a degree from a university. You may not be able to prove you have educated yourself without the actual degree, but a good coach is constantly looking to improve and is constantly reading and studying to do just that. That's true, but if one works with top juniors or professionals and claims to be a great coach, then proof of competency is desirable. Also, when spending all the time and money trying to learn all these things without gaining a proof of competency, especially when schools outside the years don't charge as much tuition. If one had to pick a financial advisor, would one choose someone who has no proof of competency in the field of finance, but some work experience? The point is that in the world of tennis, unlike in other professions, a quality education and proof of competency are not required in order to work at the top level. It is surprising that coaches in the top academies and even on tour have limited knowledge of exercise science principles and other components that are important for a successful career as a coach. As a result, many kids don't even have a chance for success because their coach's expertise is limited. For example, there are NCAA Division I coaches who don't know the difference between carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Another reason is that the cooperation between the various coaches is limited. In reality, the tennis coaches, strength and conditioning coaches, and athletic trainers are rarely on the same page. Instead, every coach is doing their job without actively communicating to each other, which can cause problems such as overtraining. For example, the athlete drills for 2 hours on the tennis court with the tennis coach and performs 200 serves. Then the player has a break and goes on to do fitness with a strength and conditioning coach for an hour and a half, who is working out hard with the player because the athlete needs to be in great shape. Then he or she goes for a massage, where the athlete tells the athletic trainer that he or she experiences soreness in the shoulder. The athletic trainer massages the area and provides some treatment recommendations to the athlete. Now, if the various coaches don't communicate well amongst each other, then each of the coaches believes that they are doing a good job with the athlete, but the athlete ends up being injured all the time because, collectively, the training is too much for the athlete, although the coach's intentions were good. In order for effective communication to occur, the coaches should have a common knowledge base so that they are able to understand each other and adjust training variables accordingly. For example, if the athletic trainer tells the tennis coach that the player has problems with muscle X, Y, and Z, but the tennis coach doesn't know which muscle is responsible for a particular movement, then the athlete can aggravate the muscles and worsen the situation during tennis training on the court. Therefore, having a solid understanding of the aforementioned scientific areas is desirable for all coaches, including tennis coaches, because having that expertise allows for more effective training and allows the athlete to progressively improve without battling injuries. Well, that's it again for today's episode. As usual, opinions differ. What's your point of view? Let us know below in the comment section. A brand new episode will be available next Sunday. So make sure you don't miss it and subscribe. In the meantime, I recommend you watch some of the previous episodes. You should really watch them all. If you like what you saw, tell your friends. I'm sure they will appreciate it. I'm Philipp Halfmann. Thank you for watching and auf Wiedersehen. Tennis conditioning TV episodes are licensed under Creative Commons. You are welcome to link or embed these videos, forward them to others, and share these ideas with people you know. Brought to you by Advanced Concepts of Strength and Conditioning for Tennis. Available at tennisconditioningbook.com. Music by Dan O at danosongs.com.